A lot of times we say a lot of things and we say more without our words. Sometimes our mouth goes and people, they zone out from the words coming out of our mouth and they're watching the actions. They're watching our face gestures, how we sit or posture our body as we go through. We call all those things, we call them nonverbal communication. They're nonverbal cues, and they're giving people an idea as to what's going on. It's all the unwritten, unspoken messages, both intentional or unintentional. This depends how you go about doing that. They can speak louder than words. There's a famous study from UCLA, and it found that when a message is not clearly understood, in other words, a person is not listening to the exact words, people are going to rely on what is intended through the nonverbal cues as you go through. They'll look at facial expressions, and they'll think this, oh yes, I'm looking forward to working with you on a regular basis. Oh yeah, come on in. Yeah, we'd like to have you here as we go through and everything else. Oh yes, I welcome anything you have to say. The nonverbal carries a much more powerful message a lot of times than the words that are being spoken. We send silent messages. Oh yeah, I'm really glad you're here. We're looking forward to working with you. It's called eye contact. Somebody comes in, look them in the eyes, and truly welcome them. Facial expressions. Oh yeah, we're really happy that you're here. I can't believe that you're here. Oh yes, I like it. Thank you very much. Okay, posture and gestures. Yes, come on in. It's incredible how much we like the openness. So keep your hands open. Welcome people in. We're so glad that you're here. When you tell somebody the words, your nonverbal communication should also be mirroring what you're saying. I'm glad you're here. Look them right in the eye. Hey, I'm really glad you're here. Come on in. We're so good to have you. Come on in. Do the nonverbal stuff in the process. It can be more powerful than the words that are being said. Time, space, and territory. This is a cultural thing, and it's really very different. I have to tell you, I am a typical American. I like my 18 to 24 inches of space and everything else. I have a good friend of mine, and he sat down there, and he has no space issues at all. And it's one of these things of he came up to me one time, and I was in a crowded foyer and everything else. There's 100 people gathered around, and he's talking, and he's getting closer, and I started backing up. And this is almost like one of those comic things on television that you see every once in a while. And I back it up, and finally, I'm up against the wall, and he's about an inch and a half from my face, and he's talking to me. And I know he wasn't being mean. I know him, and he wasn't being cruel. He was talking. This is a normal thing. And I was just about freaking out, ready to run screaming from the lobby. Ah! Because of the fact that he has no space issues, and I certainly have them as you go through. That also applies when it comes down to your documents. Are your documents really non-verbally telling them this is something interesting, good to read? Or are you sending silent messages as you go through? The eye appeal is a big deal, and we'll talk more about that. The personal appearance is a big deal. If you're coming into a formal setting and you're dressed like a stuff, hey, yeah, I can be just who I want, except for the fact that you're being offensive because you're sending a message saying, I don't really care what you say or think about me. Oh, and by the way, will you buy my product? My products are standard, and so, yeah, those sound good over here, except for the fact that everything that you say and do is a method of communication, whether you're saying it or not. Some of the nonverbal skills that all of us need to have is establish and maintain contact. A lot of people think that the eyes are the window to the soul. There's so much truth to that. So when it comes down to it, make certain that you're making contact with them and that you're not afraid to look them in the eye. Have your posture show that you're interested in what they have to say. Keep your hands open. There's something about us where we like to have our hands physically visible in the process as you go through. Show interest. That's a trick I use in negotiations, by the way. I've been a chief negotiator for 17 years, and one thing I would do is I would sit down and I would always open my hand and put it on the table. And people wouldn't know why, but they would talk more because of that different type of posture that I'm using. So always do that. Show interest in what they have to say. Trying to eliminate physical barriers. Oh my gosh, the fact that we're online now is a barrier. If you were in front of me, I think I could communicate even better than I am online because I could see how you're receiving the message, and that's important to me because I'll gather that in. Even if it's in a crowd, I can sit down and look across and see the interest, or if they're on their phones or whatever. The physical barriers help us to sit there, keep us from communicating fully. Improve your decoding skills, and that's two different ways. It's also how you talk, but also how you receive in the process as you go through. Probe for more information when you don't understand it. Building them, interpret nonverbal meanings in context as you go through. Associate people from different cultures. I have to tell you, Americans have a unique culture, and it is different than European culture, South American culture, or Central American culture, or Asian culture. Pay attention to them when you're around them, and surround yourself with them to understand how other people interpret. It's going to really help you become much more professional as it goes through. Appreciate the power of appearance. When it's a nice formal meeting, dress up formally as a process. A lot of times, even when it comes down to a job interview, my recommendation is always make certain you dress one notch higher than you would on a daily basis on the job. Observe yourself on video. See how you come across, see how you appear, and enlist your friends and family to help you on it. Here's a couple things that would really be helpful for you to go through. Stand in front of a mirror or sit there and try to have a friend's family around and try to sit down and convey them. Happy. Okay, no, in the process, without talking. Open to what you're saying. Use the open hand gestures. Don't go like this. Don't steeple. When you steeple like this, with your elbows on the table, people think that you are arrogant in the United States. It means a different thing in South America, believe it or not. But in the United States, and generally in North America, steepling means I'm above you and I am arrogant. I'm smarter than all of you. Okay, so be careful about doing that. I should not have done that. Anger. Sometimes at yourself. Puzzle. Sometimes when somebody goes through and they put their fingers in front of their lip, that means they want to say something, but they're restraining themselves. Sometimes this means, I'm thinking. Sometimes a furrowed brow means something as well. Sometimes if they're looking left or looking right, you have to worry about, are they telling the truth? So much more is said without your words. So much through our attitude of our body, our tone, and our responses. Take care.